Okay, big news out of Ferguson, Missouri. There were hundreds of protesters on West Florissant Avenue on Monday night. This was part of the ongoing demonstrations at the 1 year anniversary of the fatal police shooting of black teenager Michael Brown by white police officer Darren Wilson. And that was an event which sparked a huge discussion about race and policing. And The Guardian is reporting that a group of young black men were incorrectly arrested on suspicion of firearm possession during a protest in Ferguson, Missouri. At the same time, in the same place, a group of white so-called militiamen armed with rifles and wearing body armor and camouflage claimed they had been granted permission to walk through the protests with their guns by police officers. Monday night, a group of at least 3 black men were standing by a car next to a hair salon on West Florissant Avenue. They were arrested, and supposedly they were arrested because police had information that they were armed with handguns. Of course, later it was confirmed by police spokesman that none of those arrested during the swoop by police were in possession of any weapons. However, the men belonging to the group named the Oath Keepers, mostly white men carrying the guns openly, claiming police said it's okay for them to do it, were essentially left completely unfettered by police. Now, the whole thing of police said it's okay for them to walk through with guns, if they're legally carrying the guns, then it doesn't matter whether police say it's okay or not, unless you believe that because of the state of emergency that had been declared, that the rules around guns have changed. Every indication in what I've researched suggests that that's not the case, that you're either legally allowed to carry the guns or not. But yet again, Lewis, drastic differences in the sort of go-to default, before we find out more, here's how we deal with this group, and here's how we deal with this group. And some people have been emailing me saying, David, I hope you're not going to point out race as a factor here, because the white militiamen are a known group that just keeps the peace, whereas these black individuals, there were reports that there were black people with guns. Right, but what these black people, these specific black people, how exactly did the police come to make that decision about detaining and arresting these specific black people? That's where the question seems to be. And it's just example after example of this.
Yeah, I looked into this Oath Keeper group a little bit, and I guess their mission is to, protect the U.S. Constitution, defend the country from enemies foreign and domestic, right? So, when the cops see these guys, do they think to themselves, okay, I see this guy with the gun and the camo and the vest, and I know exactly what he's doing. I don't think he's a threat because I know he's just one of these guys who is out here being patriotic or whatever. Maybe the cops don't like them having them around. Maybe the cops just don't even want to deal with that at all. And they say to themselves, okay, I get it. I'm just going to leave them alone. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that may be what's happening. And we know that these guys were there in part to supposedly protect journalists working for Alex Jones's Infowars.com. That's very illuminating in terms of what's going on. When we hear them try to paint themselves as defenders of the public against tyrannical big government, we know a lot about that line of thought and reasoning. So, yeah, I think that if you look at the facts here, you very quickly get a sense for what it is that's going on and what this group is. I personally would not feel more safe with these guys walking around in my neighborhood.
A little bit of sarcasm there. Yeah, you could not feel more safe?
I would not feel more safe.
Oh, I thought you said you could not feel more safe.
No, okay. No. I would not feel more safe saying, oh, well, at least the Oath Keepers are here.
Okay, yeah, I'm not interested in being protected by the Oath Keepers in pretty much any situation I can think of. Yeah, I mean, I just think their presence there is disruptive and kind of stupid.
Are you in favor of the Oath Keepers? Do you think the Oath Keepers are a great organization? Please, I'm begging you, get in touch with us and tell us exactly why. Go to davidpakman.com, click on Contact Us, and send me your thoughts about why the Oath Keepers are so fantastic. After the break, we'll talk to Desi Doyen about President Obama's Clean Power Plan. There is a lot to discuss when it comes to that.